I'm back. What have we got today? Well, actually it's nothing to do with a review. It's all about an investigation by a UK body into price fixing of products from a number of companies. In fact, one of the companies that's being investigated is Fender Musical Instruments, and it's all on here in this is the Telegraph Co UK. So I just printed a bit out because I wanted to get things right, so to speak. Well, what it's all about is there's an organisation called the CMA, which is a government-run sort of thing, to sort of keep track of whether price fixing goes on in the UK. Now, there'll be something maybe similar in the USA, or there may not be, who knows, or Europe, who knows. Now, as I've said, CMA is a government body, so it has a lot of powers that ordinary people don't have. For example, they can just walk into somewhere and demand to check everything out, look at the paperwork and take away various bits and pieces or evidence, it may be, if they find any. So Fender and a number of other companies, including, it says here, Roland, Korg, Casio and Yamaha, well, they're all being looked at as to whether there is any breach of the law regarding price fixing in the UK. Now, I wouldn't go as far as to suggest that there is any price fixing, but I guess there's no smoke without fire. Nobody goes and looks at something if there's no problem, do they? Or do they? Maybe they do. Maybe they just want to waste public money. But somehow I don't think that's the case, do you? Anyway, enough about the Fender, Yamaha, Roland, Korg, and Casio debacle. That'll all come out in the wash, and by God, if there is any shenanigans going on in fixing prices, to customers like me and you, well then you're going to get to read about it because it's all over the news and has been for a short while. But I was out of the country. I didn't get to see that, funnily enough, in America. How strange. Let's move on to the next thing. As I said, it's all there. It's all over the internet. And I don't really want to go any further at this point. But it does make you think, doesn't it? When was the last time you got a cheaper product? But I do want to move on to a slightly different subject, but not that different. Yeah, I mean, a lot of guys will know that I buy equipment to review. I don't get anything sent to me typically, review this. In fact, that's a very, very rare situation. It costs me an absolute fortune to buy the gear. And I'm just like you. I go out, I have a look around on the internet, or more often than not, I'll go to my local shop, I won't name it, but I go to my local shop and try and give them the business because, smaller shops struggle a little bit. Well, why is that? Well, you don't know. Oh, well, I'm going to let you into a little secret. About 3 months ago, or within a few days of the Roland GT-1000 coming out onto the market, I placed an order with my local guitar store. Sounds good so far, right? Well, it would be if the gear arrived, which it didn't. I'm now 3 months down the road of, waiting for that piece of equipment. So last Saturday, I decided to go along to the shop and say, hey guys, what's happening? Actually, the truth is, about a week and a half ago when I was in America, I emailed the store and said, oh, you've got it. No, I've got to go back to speak to Roland. I'll talk to you next week when you get back. That's how the story went. In the meantime, of course, I've got no pedal. But strangely, while I'm walking around in America, There are hundreds of GT-1000s available in every guitar store I went, and that covered a lot of area of Florida, indeed. All the usual suspects, you know, Guitar Center, Sam Ash, and one or two other private sort of smaller shops. Yeah, so they were out there, and I almost bought one to bring back. I didn't have much hope at the time of actually getting one of these GT-1000s to review for you guys. Yeah, that's something wrong there, isn't there, when it's been on order for months? You're darn right there's something wrong. Let me explain the problem. So I get back to my local dealers, eventually from America, didn't bring the GT-1000 back with me. And guess what? He still didn't have it. So I had some quite long drawn out conversations. And it turns out that Roland, you know, the one that's based in Wales, doesn't want to supply its dealers with product. Yeah, unless the dealer buys a whole pile of extra product that he doesn't want. So my GT-1000 order was being held up because the dealer was being forced to buy £6,000 worth of other Roland or Boss equipment that he didn't want. So needless to say, all the friendly stores to Roland, you know, the Andertons of this world, and I can name them down here, which we're going to get to. The Andertons of this world, the PMTs online, the Dawson's Music, I can go on all day with them. Oh yeah, they've all got them in stock. Well, my little friendly dealer, who needs to stay in business because he's local to me, gets Jack. Something's wrong, isn't it? Right, you're darn right there's something wrong. So ultimately, I couldn't buy the pedal from the local dealer because he didn't want to invest £6,000 extra on top of the Roland equipment that he's already got in stock just to buy me a pedal. So actually, I stepped back from all of this. I don't doubt that the dealer is, or a dealer, or a number of dealers that I spoke to, are absolutely telling me the truth. That's a bad business practice because it keeps an ordinary buyer like me from buying from the people I want to, even though they're an authorised dealer, so to speak. Well, what values an authorised dealer these days? Yeah, needless to say no more. There's another thing going on as well with the likes of Roland and Boss and loads of other companies. And that's a thing called map pricing. Oh, you don't know what that is? Well, minimum advertised pricing means that they can advertise at a price given to them within a range from the supplier as part of the agreement. And what that does is it stops them selling the product at a price online that they want to advertise. I mean, most shops will sell you equipment, won't they? Yeah, but if you just go to the shop online and you just say buy it, well, you're in for trouble because that's often not the price they'll supply to you. That's the price the manufacturer insists that they advertise at. Have you ever noticed that sometimes you'll see X-Demo cheaper? Well, that's because X-Demo equipment and refurbished equipment and stuff like that, open box equipment, doesn't fall under the MAP pricing or the minimum advertised pricing formulation that the manufacturers impose on the dealers. In case you didn't know, that's how it works. Strangely enough, when I was walking around in the USA in Guitar Center, Sam Ash and others, I wanted to get the price of a pedal actually for a friend of mine, bass guitarist Alan Bruce. And he said, oh yeah, just go and get this, bound to be cheaper in America. You know what? The price of this particular pedal, it will remain nameless, was actually within $5 of exactly the same price in the UK. And it didn't matter where I went, face on with the salespeople, none of them, not one of them, would offer a discount on that product. Fancy that. That's just strange, isn't it? Well, it's not strange. It's price fixed. So I said to the guy, I said, well, Can't I get some discount? No, that's the price. Apparently that's the price everywhere. But back to the UK. Let's come back to that. That's interesting, and you're going to see what I do. So here I am without my GT-1000 and I had enough. I've got to buy the product. Well, I haven't got to buy it, but you guys do want to see the inside and out review, don't you? That'll make them sit up as well. Yeah, so I decided I was going to buy one today. Now, it's a Sunday. So I went out and did all the digging online, all the best digging I can come up with. And I did it in a number of ways, and I ended up with a chart. It's going to be up there on the screen. You might not be able to read it too well because it's little text, but don't worry, I've got it here too. And I generated online a list of the lowest cost to the highest cost. Now there is always going to be some variation because most MAP pricing or minimum advertised pricing allows a bracket. Now the dealers that don't want to upset the supplier or the manufacturer's office will always advertise at list price. That's the first statement. That's very, very important. Remember it. But the dealers that want to just sell products will go at the minimum they can, within the MAP pricing that is, so that they can sell the product. And this list here is the list that I have. Number one, talked about this company before. Great company, by the way. Peach Guitars. Number one in the list, as it happens. £799. We'll move down. Number two was Rimmers, £799. There was only one problem when I checked Rimmers. They gave a delivery date of October. But Peach had it in stock. There's GAC, £835. You can see they don't want to rock the boat. Then we've got Guitar, £835. Notice how they're the same price. How weird. And then we've got Absolute Music, £835. And then we've got eBay, the wee guitar shop, whoever he is, $843. He doesn't give a monkeys. Then we've got Sound Effects Premier, $845. Notice it's gone up a bit more. Gear for Music, $849. A little cripple. Andertons, $849. So that's £50 more for dealing with them. Yeah? Must be all the video costs. PMT Online, $849. Notice how they're the same. How can all these stores have the same price? It's ridiculous. eBay, Inter Studio, $849. Inter Audio, $840, it's the same one probably. Dawson's, $879, list price. And once you get to the list price, boys, these are people that don't want to rock the boat with the supplier, in my opinion. It's just an opinion, of course. Rich Tone Music, $879. Express Music, $879. eBay, Effects Power Supplies, $879. eBay, Rich Tone Music, $879. Red Dog Music, Rad Dog? Oh, $879. Bonner's Music Specialist, have a guess, $879, you're right. Merchant City Music, $879. ANC Hamilton, $879. FX Pedals, $879. And on goes the list. So when you see one of these dealers, like Peach Guitars, at $799, he's really pushing the rope. And I have a sneaky feeling that Peach Guitars will be pressured once this video goes out to up his price. That's for Rimmers, he didn't have it, but that's another story. GAC, $835. They might live with that, they might not. But the fact is that there's a huge amount of control over these people from the manufacturer's distribution wing, which in the case of the GT-1000 is based in Wales. I never really got on with them, I have to say. They're not that helpful. And just to prove that, you know, what Tony's saying isn't a figment of his imagination, which some people might guess, I have here, you're not going to see it, I have here a Peach Guitars purchase for £799, completely free shipping. Good on you guys. That's the second time I've bought from you within a number of weeks. and the pricing's been excellent. I'm not affiliated with Peach Guitars at all. Well, that's a company that actually wants to sell something, where the rest, well, they can either be misnomers at 835 or they can be sheep at 879, sorry. Yeah, that's all bad, isn't it? Well, anyway, the GT-1000 is on its way. It's winging its way to me. What have I been doing in the meantime? Oh my God, I've got an amp over there. I've got another one down there. I've got another one coming Tuesday. I've got a whole pile of pedals that I'm reviewing. But this review's jumped. Well, it's not a review. This video subject has jumped ahead of all the rest of the stuff because I feel so strongly about it and how that dealer was actually being squeezed out of business by the very people that purport to supply to him and call him an authorised dealer. I just think that's wrong, don't you? And if you think it's wrong and you come across any of this stuff, why don't you let Roland & Co know, or Fender & Co if they're doing that sort of thing. I haven't checked that. Or any of these other people like Yamaha or any of those others that we spoke about earlier in the video. Maybe you want to give them a little bit of a chat. Or just simply don't buy their products. That's a good idea. And then free enterprise may return to the sector. It will only do you good because some of these prices are higher than they should be for absolutely no reason except map pricing. The final thing I'll say on this is no matter what you do with all this stuff, all these lists down here, when you go and do what I did, the final thing to do is never, ever, ever buy the product based on what it says on the website. That's map price driven. Pick your phone up and call them and get some discount off these people from list price, or just go somewhere else. You know, walk with your feet to where the price is what it should be. That's the best advice. Now, some people might have called this video and its content a rant. No, it's not a rant. It's actually education, because most people, I would say most, don't understand how distribution works and how this map pricing that some werewolf invented at some stage, by the way, that was an American invention, came along and imposed it on all the distribution channels. Yeah, it seems to have got everywhere these days, including to me in my real business, and I have little time for it. To tell you the truth, I hate it. I think it's a carbuncle on your shoulder waiting to stop you sell. Yeah, and most of those agreements, what's funny about them is it always says at the bottom of them, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't advertise the other, you can't, but you can sell it at what price you want. What they really mean is you can sell it at what price you want, but you can't tell anybody. How ridiculous. Anyway, don't forget to go to TonyMcKenzie.com. There's loads of videos on there, whether this will go on there and any of the other things I'm doing at the moment. Who knows? The GT-1000 will appear probably over the next few days, and it'll be at least a week before I get even near it. At least a week. I've got that many things to do. And don't forget, if you're 39 or over, get checked for prostate cancer, because you could have it and not even know. I had it and I didn't know either. But here I am, 5 years later, pretty much stable. So, yeah, unfortunately for some, I'm still here. So that's it for now. I just felt so strongly about this. I just wanted to try and get across my point of view as a customer about all this crap, all this rubbish that these people are trying to impose on me when I want to buy a realistic price as opposed to list price. Yeah, I think that's relevant. I think it's relevant to every guitarist out there, bass player, keyboard player, or anybody to do with music, that when you buy something, take into account all of these things that I've said. That's it for now. See you next time. With reviews, indeed. I'll get out of here.